Hi, my beautiful 8-pinners. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking a lot about you guys. How are you holding up? It's so funny. Every single pin I just want to grab and be your cheerleader as you move through this cycle, this 12-month cycle. For you guys, this is the year you've really been gunning for. The next 3 years, actually. And I need to get to those videos to talk about each number in these cycles and what the overarching 12 months represents. I promise you, I will get there. I promise. So we are at the midpoint in June of the calendar cycle, and June is connected to the number 6. And that is the number of community and making community better than how we found it. It also means jumping in there and getting our feet wet and putting in our time and our effort, sometimes our money, any type of higher thought that is connected to the visionary, which is the visionary is the number of 6. Where there is an understanding and a knowingness for not only the problems, but how to make the problems into solutions. Community is all around us, whether that is one-to-one communication with people in your life, your intimate family base, or it goes out into these different communities that we're just, we're a part of. We enjoy the projects and the company, whatever that is. It is making things better. Business, actually, too, right? So let me keep my focus here so I can get to your directives about business and personal relationships, vacation and travel and your health and all that kind of stuff. The number that you have to work with this month to get the biggest bang for your buck out of June is the number 5. And what I think is so fascinating about you specifically for your 8 personal year, which happens exactly the same numbers come together every single night. For these cycles run for 9 months. For you, you get to do something fascinating, and it's actually quite exciting. So have a listen, because it's about how I explain, like, for example, the sprint run that you were running through in June is the number 6. And the tools that you have at your disposal to actually complete that sprint run is the number 5, right? Go back to May. May was the sprint run. It was the terrain that you were moving through. And what was the tool at your disposal? It was the number 4, right? So now that you're moving into June, the tool at your disposal was the terrain of last month. The bogey and the goal of the 5 is what you were working with. The tool in your tool belt was 4. Now the bogey and the goal in June is community. And the tool that you've got in your satchel is 5. It's, you guys, you've got 2 months of trying on a shirt inside and outside. I explained the each personal year 12-month JAG as a marathon, and the tool that you have in your satchel is the personal year number that you're currently in, right? Okay, so these are these 12 sprint runs that we go through that are going to go 1 through 9. And then the last 3 months of the year repeat 1, 2, 3. January, February, March. It's like the bookends of the beginning of the surge and then being able to almost do a do-over so that you can really tidy things up, clean things up. So yeah, lots of videos I have to get out and teach. So let's talk for a second about 6, the terrain of 6. There is a video that I've uploaded just about June terrain and what it's all about. It's about 7 minutes long. Go have a listen to it. It's not going to take you very long. Essentially, though, this is the visionary number that takes care of the people in our lives. And it requires an inordinate amount of patience, the willingness to forgive, and to release any perfectionistic tendencies inside of self, towards self, and those that you are working closely with. If this is sitting in work and you run a team, perfectionistic tendencies are going to cause problems. Usually what happens with perfectionists, yeah, I could talk about this for a while because I've had to work through this myself, is there's a not allowing for other people to make mistakes and taking back what you gave them to do. And this could even be their job that they get paid for. Like, example, let's say you're running a team, or let's say you're part of some collaborative effort, whether it's philanthropic or it's actually connected to how you make your living, correct? Or if it's just for fun. It's just for fun. Or if it's sitting in your family and, they're not cleaning the house right. There's just lots of things that the 6 has the opportunity to practice allowing. And it takes time. A vision takes time for community to catch up to, right? So in the ad I was going to say here is that if perfectionistic tendencies take root and you start taking back, I'm going to do it because you're not doing it right. I'm going to do it because you're not doing it right. That stuff, you're going to get stuck in petty details. And it's petty details that really is not going to net you anything by the end of the month. It will be the difference between a bunch of pennies. This is a metaphor. It could actually be a non-metaphor, as opposed to $100, in your bucket. So there's this need for teaching so that others can do for themselves, and they might take it forward and choose that path to make a living. You're teaching how to be a leader that front loads kindness and compassion, forgiveness, patience, and you're teaching others to do for themselves without any thought of anything in return. Because when we're nurturing human beings to live a better life, to function better as a community, and to empower them, that is our payback. That is a wonderful community payback. Yes. So this is your pocket window to circle back around and pay some attention to the people in your life that make up your life. You're in this 8 personal year, I'm pretty sure you haven't really been around. And I know that these deep conversations you have not been interested in, because what you are gunning for is you're gunning for your business to succeed and to thrive and to really gain some traction with what you have built thus far. The goal for the 8 also is collaborative efforts with others who have the same, layer and of superpower and gifts and abilities to come collectively together at the end of the day, guys, the 8 is about abundance and prosperity for the good of all. So that includes you and it includes me. And finding that balance of honor and recognition, reward in any way, shape, or form. All right. So you've got the double backing of 8 global year. You're in an 8 personal year. My head is just buzzing, which is lovely, because psychically what this means to me, intuitively what this means to me is you will see, based on your actions and choices, to get in there, get into the issues and the problems and the blocks in community where people are at odds. It could be you at odds with somebody, or you at odds with your team, colleagues, co-workers, right? And literally put down some boots. Let's do this. We're going to fix this, and we're going to fix it now. What I can say to you now, because I'm going to kind of pivot into your directives for June a little bit, is that in May, you had the opportunity to consider and create a plan based on that 4 energy that you were working with, of what it is that you can do to bring out into the marketplace. You were working with people, closely with people. You had new experiences. There were new opportunity across the board, right? Now this month, what I want you to do is take that 5 energy of change, of rapid change, boldly going where nobody has gone before, and make it happen. Make it work. Boots on the ground. It is a real-time thing that is activated and implemented in your relationship, in your community. Make it happen. And you be the embodiment of that happening. You, forever and ever, you guys are in an 8-8. And then next year, you're going to be in a 9-9. Your lives are pretty heavily laden with, it's kind of all or nothing, right? I would love to I'd love to have a whole panel of you and do a podcast on this. It's nothing short of epic, and it's not understood by people around you. I understand it. I don't have it in my birth chart. You do. And so I meant it when I said, how are you holding up? I'm going to bounce around just a little bit, you guys, but I'm going to bring something forward that I think is important for you to understand about the 8. This archetype, in its, penultimate form, is really the success and prosperity for the good of all. However, as we individually, let's say I was you, all right? I have got to get comfortable with power and the proper utilization of power, and not giving away my power. Understanding the balance of my autonomy and the autonomy of somebody else, and my power of no, or yes, equal measure, and likewise with other people. So the 8 can become interestingly similar to the 5 frequency that is your tool in your toolbox for this month, of shifting from extremes to complete independence to codependence, to complete locking into power to giving somebody else your power and authority. All right. It's a delicate balance. And so this is why I'm saying I think about you guys a lot. I find you fascinating. And I know that most of you have said to me, yeah, we'll try living it, like, thanks a lot. So happy you're fascinated with me. Try living this, it is literally like, a fire hose that is constantly going. But with that fire hose, there is potential for great success. And this is why for you guys specifically, these monthly directives are gold. It is a roadmap that you can actually drop into and utilize. It's like, okay, how can I stabilize this energy that's running through my body? You're very much like, whenever you're in a one personal year, I'm sure this is just takes off like a jumbo jet. Excuse me, guys. So how do I stabilize this number? And I say, hey guys, this is about community. You're going to throw everything you've got and focus on community while your business is functioning just nicely and you are having dinners with people and you are moving about and you're saying yes to opportunity across the board while you spend a little bit of time playing, while you focus on your health needs. The ticket that you just need to know right now, make community better than it currently is right now. And you have a 30-day run to do that. I can just tease you out and say, well, guess what next month is? Next month, you have more time to back up a little bit. It's the number of the mystic. It's the number of the lawyer. It is a powerful number that allows you the space to finally drop into your heart and your intuitive instincts and ask yourself those really important questions around, what do I actually think? What's my opinion? What is my deduction? Oftentimes, you have a lot of voices around you that seem to be experts. You could even be one. And they're telling you this, that, and the other thing. This is the best right thing to do. This is where your business should go. This is the best right thing to do. This is where your relationship should go. And while they're experts in their field, you still have choice. And the choice sits in intuitive instinct, right? That is able to collaborate with your thinking. And there's a merging there. That's the power of the two. And when you, or the seven, what am I saying? It's power of the seven, and yes, the two going together. It is such a foundational base that is needed for any eights to understand. Because when you have that in place, you then can ignore the shiny objects out there where they're saying, great success over here. Oh, look over here. Look at this little bobble over here. And if you're not connected here to your intuitive instincts, you could just get pulled away in a direction that you will regret later on, because it's not going to net success and prosperity, recognition and reward, right? Shiny little objects, right? Okay, so what you have in your toolbox this month is 5. And 5 is about basically dropping matches, consciously dropping matches and making things happen. You want to know, 8-pinners, where it is you're going to drop that match. Where are you going to put your time? Where are you going to walk your talk? Where are those spots? Usually in your month in June, it's maybe 4 tops, okay? Maybe 4 tops. The 5 emancipated version is freedom that has a solid, disciplined base. That's what you experienced last month. You experienced May for all of us globally was a month of great rapid and dynamic change. Now you get to choose, where is this change needed? All right. So what is required, the underbelly for the 5 to be able to move like lightning, is a structured base to catch it. That might look like a healthy bank account to catch it. Whatever it is that you are choosing to drop that match and say, all right, I'm going to activate this. I'm going to activate this. Okay? The lower frequency, non-emancipated version of 5 looks incredibly codependent, it looks flaky, not committing to anything, jack of all trades, master of none. And so there's a lot of blah, 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 but there's really nothing that ever happens. If that is something that's going on in your relationships, guys, commit to something. Choose a bogey and commit to that. Before I really jump into your directives, because we're already at 20 minutes, don't scatter yourself too much, all right? Make a conscious decision about what you actually can impact and affect to start to actually be a thing active in this month. 3 or 4, tops 4. Okay, let's go into your directives. All right, I'm scrolling down. Yeah, okay, so inside of business, there is a pretty healthy flow you guys have this month revolving around new ideas, and they're just more expansive with people, and so stay open to conversation. Don't shut it down right away. That's connected to 6, which is no, you're not doing it right. Get out of your own way for a minute in conversation when there is an alternative that is presented to you, because that alternative just might be really lucrative in the future. So what I would say about any new ideas such as this and the change and the alteration, I want you to try to drop into your intuitive instincts, even though it's not functioning per se in your number combination this month, and just feel it out and see, is this one of the places that I should drop a match? Should I put my time and my effort and my focus, a portion of it, here? So listen. Hold on, guys, I need a drink of water. Listen, stay open in conversation to anything having to do with your business. Somebody's going to come to you with an expansive idea. And by the way, they know their chops. They know what they're talking about. This isn't random. This is somebody who's been in the field for a long time. Stay open to it and give it room to kind of move. Good news about relationships. I just really don't see any issues here because the intensity in relationship actually happened last month for you. And so enjoy the people around you. Relax with the people around you. Say yes to invitations and opportunities. Go play. Go do new things. Get off the couch. And if there are people in your family, your base of relationships that need some nudging and help getting up and moving their bodies and getting out, because the 5 energy also is connected to the physical body, and the joy actually in movement and feeling what it feels like to be alive and have this beautiful thing that we have right here. All right, so go play, do something new. Just say yes. Honestly, it's going to come to you, and I want you to go play. Next month, it's not about play necessarily for you. It's more about quiet inner work. Take this time to take off and let your hair down for a second. Enjoy life, because that's kind of why we're here too. And have some fun. Finances. You got to hold on to the bottom line here. You got to keep a solid grasp on what your bottom line dollar is. There's been a lot of money coming in and a lot of money going out, and the money is still coming in. Just be a good steward of, making sure that your books are well paid attention to by you. so that you know what's going on. And if you have somebody else that's running that they're coming to you and they're giving you a daily update, you know, if that's where your business is at, all right? And if it's sitting inside of, you work for a company, you still want to keep track of the money that you're spending, or, you know, whatever project that you're responsible for. It is important that you track cash flow and you make sure that it's, there's a possibility here. This is really what I'm trying to say. To avoid any legal issues down the road, this is important this month that you have everything tracked, okay? Because in 8s, there are sometimes legal kerfuffles, and this is a way to circumnavigate that, all right? And I would say that the only steer clear from at all cost, like the plague, don't let it take root, clearly is the negative manifestation of the 6 and the 5, which is hypercritical, you know, hypercritical and no patience and not forgiving. And then that's 6. And then it's also apathy and not able to commit, and falling into overwhelmment. That's the 5. Also codependency is a part of the 5, right? Negative manifestation. Just steer away from that like the plague. And the very last thing I'm going to tell you about the negative, don't do this. In the 8 personal year, there is, you can fall into impatience. Quick tongue. I need to say this better. You could be mean with your words. You could call a spade and not even have a second of remorse. Just kind of flies right out of your mouth. You're like, and I don't care. That could get you in trouble, depending on who you bogey and you target it to. So careful as you go here. Watch your tongue. What I tell the 5-pinners all the time, because this frequency is hot, it's quick, it's fast, and even if you're right, is it worth the time and effort and potential price that you would have to pay? Is it going to cause more problems than good? Well, most of the time when we have this quick tongue and we're judging or we're blaming or we're shaming or we're just calling it out, somebody else's behavior, right? What they did and what they didn't do, how they're doing it, all that stuff. You always have another choice of how you're going to say that in a way that's diplomatic, and you know, it just requires you taking a second, taking a step back and say it really, right? It's either you use the, you let it rip, and that takes you 90 seconds, or you take 10 seconds, you pivot, and then you speak, and that just took you 100 seconds. The 100 seconds will net you quite well moving forward, and then circumnavigate a mess that you would have to take the time that you don't have. I know none of you have time right now to circle back around, sit down, say you're sorry, and you know what? Everything that I'm saying, it's like nails on a chalkboard to the 8 personal year. Okay, you guys, so that's what I would say. Don't do that. Stay away from it. That's also a September directive for you as well, but I get ahead of myself. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share with your friends. Any questions or comments, go ahead and ask right here. And for all of you who absolutely need to see all of this written out, I am just absolutely nutballs with what I do. But they're there for you over at 12listen.com. And the link is right there on my homepage, my YouTube homepage. Just give it a click and look for my picture or my name, Christine Demorier. And right there on my bio page is everything that you need to know. It's free. And by the way, 12listen is, or 12listen.com is my home away from home. It's my family of choice. And I love these people dearly. And they are all gifted intuitives and psychics. And it's, you know, it's my honor and privilege to be a part of this group for the last 15 years. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to check in with you in about 2 weeks. And just to give you a boost, you know, like, hey, you're halfway there through community. Make community better. Then be the shining example. Walk your talk, guys. All right? Okay, until the next time I talk to you, lots of love, hugs, and snugs. And I'm here if you need me. Bye, guys.